I heard that you really wanted Carrie-Anne for this and that you sought her out.
Well, I think that the fact that it was suggested to me and I was kind of overly enthusiastic about it. So they didn't even look around anymore after that. And they just called her and called her agent and asked her if she's interested in doing the part, and she was. And the rest is history.
Now we do a little Q&A. And if you're a good boy, maybe a little T&A.
And if I mind my P's and Q's, I get some R&R and ride the B&O to the B&B and have some M&Ms.
Enough.
Why was this the right thing to do?
To work with Arnold is just a dream. I just loved every moment of it, and the character. Greta is just such a fun character to play. But honestly, just to have the opportunity to work with him between action and cut, and then to hang out with him and get to know him, it's something that I cherish. It's a wonderful part of what we do for work is get to know each other, and every moment was really fun.
By the way, everybody loves hanging out with you, not just shooting with you,
Yeah.
but the cast loves to kind of hang and kick it with you. I know you took Milan to Germany a couple of years ago.
To
Munich.
Oktoberfest.
But what is that? That you love to take care of the team, the crew?
I always kind of like to share. So when I have something that excites me, then I want the rest of the world to witness and to experience the same thing. So I invite people. So, if I go to the Munich, to the Oktoberfest, which I've been doing since the late 60s, since I lived in Munich, to me it's one of the most fun things that people don't know about, that you go there and you eat the greatest Wiener Schnitzels and you drink the best beer and the pretzels and the whole thing like that, and you dress up in lederhosen, or the girls dress up in dirndls and all of that. It's a fun thing to do. So I invited everyone from the team to come to Munich and to just be part of it.
And it seems like that chemistry works because this show was a big hit the first season and people loved it. Are you still loving doing all the action stuff?
Yes, I love everything that I did my whole life. I think it's so much fun to do the action, but not only just to do the action, but when you do it with someone like Carrie-Anne that is as disciplined and believes as much in doing the reps and in doing the scenes and rehearsing and prepping. I think it really makes it so much fun to do that. And we had this one scene where it was a dance sequence.
Foreign stars in a foreign place where
Greta Nelson, East German spy, disappeared in 1989.
your eyes are wide and the band plays. Everybody wants you.
Cool, Dad. Your terrorist friend is amazing.
That turned into an action sequence, that turned into a fight sequence. I mean, all of a sudden there was this action, and all these guys were storming into her apartment, and it was just this. And so the moves that we made in this action sequence were moves that we made also in a dance sequence. So it became really a fun and very well-written kind of a scene.
Is it like riding a bike? The action stuff you never get, the stunts, the action stuff that it stays with you?
It's so fun. It's so fun, and it's hard, and it is, once you have it built up and you can do it. I think it's more of a mental thing for me where I know that I'll get there. Sometimes you have to go through the awkward phase of maybe not getting it. You're learning a dance and you can't remember what's the next beat, or you're doing a fight, which is very similar to learning a dance. But I have to say, I think the thing that we both have really in common is that we truly both love doing it. And there's no part of us, we're just so enthusiastic every day. And that was, he's contagious with that. I bring that as well. So I think it was just that chemistry of both of us just loving what we do was just very evident to me.
Mm-hmm. It's good chemistry. I want to ask you, family is big to both of you. Have you ever thought about having Patrick on Fubar? And what did you think of his run at White Lotus?
Well, I mean, I've been really proud of his career and the choices that he makes, how hard he works. I mean, he really takes this acting seriously. It's like I would say much more seriously than I take it. And he has always, since a kid already, then gone to drama classes and to do plays and all this kind of stuff. So he was always really into it. And he also was equally as much into business. I mean, he studied business, he got his degree in business at USC, and he was always very smart about money, how to make $1 into $2, and all of that stuff. Was never waiting for me to get him the money, but I mean, he was kind of making his own money. So I'm very, very proud of him.
Mm-hmm. And Carrie-Anne, I know that you walked away from Hollywood for a while. What was it like getting out of it and then getting back in?
Well, I never walked away.
Okay, well, not walk away.
I never walked away. I mean, I moved, but I don't live in Hollywood anymore. I lived there for like 35 years, but lots of people don't live there. I barely ever worked in LA, so I didn't really need to be here. I had children, and I got pregnant, and for a woman, you're not working when you're pregnant, maybe for the beginning, so there's just that natural break. And then I raised my children and would work when I could. So priority changed for sure, but I never walked away. It's always been something that I love. I love what I do. I love being a part of it. I love impacting other people through storytelling. I was impacted as a kid, watching movies, watching Arnold's movies, watching, the movies where you go into the theater and you just feel like you walk out of there and you feel like I could do something great with my life. What am I going to do with my life? And I always wanted to be a part of that. So, yeah.
Was there a moment where your kids realized their mom was like this cult superhero? Where it dawned on them?
I'm not sure. I think it's confusing when you're a child and people are saying, "Are you the girl from the Matrix?" Right? That's what I'd always hear. And a lot of times I'd say yes, and sometimes if it was awkward and the person, I get this thing a lot. You look a lot like that Carrie-Anne Moss, and then I'd be like, oh. And then they say, "Are you?" And I'd be like, "No, maybe because you can't deal with it." And my kids would be like, "You lied," right? When they were little, really confusing.
Or they'd say, "Yes, she is. She is."
Yeah.
And you guys, we just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your little animal farm and what that means to you. That eclectic mix of animals that you have at home.
Well, it starts on my day really well. Come down at 6 in the morning to the kitchen, and let the pig out of the cage, and my dog, a little dog, the big dog's are outside, and then I open up the stall to Lulu and Whiskey, my miniature pony and donkey, and then they come. Everyone is then in the house, and everyone wants food. Now I have to feed them all, and I give them all oatmeal cookies, and then I feed them individually. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, they're just wonderful. Animals are so much fun, and we talked about that endless amount of times when we were hanging out together. But it's just fun to do that.
Well, congratulations on another season.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
seeing you.